Hello boys and girls, today we're going to learn how to draw a cute polar bear. I don't know about you, but I love snow and I can't wait for it to snow. I love snow days. My kids love snow days, and actually my dogs absolutely love snow days. So to get started, you just need a piece of white paper. Please, if you have white paper and access to that, use that. So much better than the lined paper. But if all you have is lined paper, that's fine, but try to get some white paper. This was from a book, like a drawing book, but you can also just use white Xerox paper from your copy machine. You're going to need a pencil, an eraser if you need to sharpen your pencil, crayons, markers, colored pencils. I'm going to be drawing with a Sharpie marker just so that you can see what we're doing. But I want to give you a little tip that my art teacher gave me. So when you're drawing, I want you to draw as light as possible so that you can barely see it, okay? When you draw light, that makes it easy for you to erase. If I draw light, I can erase it very easily and nobody knows that I made a mistake, okay? If you draw really, really super hard, you break the point, it's hard to erase. And then you end up messing up the paper and bending the paper. And then you also have some indentations because you press so hard and the pressure of the pencil against the paper. So try really hard to learn how to draw nice and light. All it needs to be is for you to be able to see it, okay? I'm just drawing dark with Sharpie marker just so that you can see it, but you should be drawing with pencil and as light as possible so it makes it easy for you to erase. All right, let me clear my space. Here we go. We're going to do what we call a ghost drawing, and I am going to make an upside down U, but I want to leave some room for my polar bear's arms. Okay, so I would probably say I'm going to go in about 1 inch on each side, go up and come down, and you practice that a couple times. Here we go. And if you don't have it perfect, don't worry, mine's not perfect. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make his big nose. He is looking straight up, so you really don't get to see his eyes. So in about the center, if you could figure out where the center is of your upside down U, we're gonna make his nose. He's looking up, okay? Next thing that we're gonna do is a straight line down, and that's gonna be part of his little indentation of his mouth. Next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make his 2 little ears, and they're not really big ears, they're kind of little. So it's another kind of like a backwards C or a sideways U, a little buggy here. And the same thing over here. What we do on one side, we're gonna try to copy symmetrical on the other side, okay? Next thing that we're gonna do is we are going to make a scarf. We're going to add pattern and beautiful colors to our scarf. So we want to make our scarf kind of a curved line. If you want to try that first as a ghost drawing. And we want to make his scarf not too skinny. We want him to be nice and warm. So it's kind of a nice thick scarf. We are going to put a little bit of the line going down where we're going to add some little fringe. And another one. All right, here we go. Next thing, we would like to make his arms. It's going to go underneath his little claws, and I started mine right underneath the scarf. Okay. Next part that we're going to do is we're going to divide up our scarf so that we can make some patterns in our scarf. So I'm going to make probably 3 sections, and another section here and another section there. This section here, I'm going to just make circles. And they're called random circles or toss circles because I'm just placing them, filling up my little section there. The next one, I'm going to make just some straight lines, straight down. Okay, this one, I think I'm going to make some squares, and I'm going to toss my squares too. That means just place them, fill up your area of your scarf, and then down here, this part of his scarf is going to just continue. So I think I'll put the squares here too. And maybe this one, I'll do this straight lines, and maybe this one, I'll just have a few circles. Okay, pretty simple. Next thing I'm gonna do, I wanna write let it snow. So L-E-T, it snow. So if you wanna practice with pencil, that's fine, but I'm just gonna go for it. Here we go. Let it snow. I'm gonna try to write some fancy letters. Okay, next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make some snowflakes. I want to practice a couple little snowflakes with you here just to show you how you can make them. A very simple way is just like a T or a cross. And a cross again. You can add a little lines to yours. You can, there's another little section. Some people like to put little lines at the end. Totally up to you. It's not even neat because what they're going to be doing is they're falling down. So here we go. Let's fill up our page. Take my time. I think I'm going to come back and add my little details onto them once I make a whole bunch. And these snowflakes are called tossed, just like we kind of did here with our circles. They're just filling up the page. They go all different directions to make some interest. Next thing that you're gonna do, you can add some bigger snowflakes to cover up that background. Wherever you see a spot that's empty, fill it up. Okay, put a little one right there. Next thing that we're gonna do is we are going to get our crayons. I'm gonna use a mixture of crayons and a mixture of my markers. So the first thing I wanna do is I wanna get a nice pinky color because I'm gonna make his pink rosy cheeks. Next thing I wanna do is pinken his little ears. And he is a white polar bear, so you don't have to color. That's the beauty of this one. The nose is gonna be black, so I'm going to just use my black Sharpie marker. If you have a black crayon, that's great, whatever you have. I'm trying to stay in the lines. Make that big black nose. Okay, next thing, I'm going to use my markers and I'm going to be coloring in the nice, bright, beautiful scarf. You can do any colors that you like. I'm going to use some of my favorite colors. So this is considered a mixed media because I am using crayons and colored markers. Maybe you want to use colored pencils if you love colored pencils. Right now I am using crayons, markers, and picking out all my favorite colors. And I might repeat this pattern over here. So that a repeat means that you're using the same colors. You could be using the same pattern, the same textures. If you see, I did the same order as I did here. Let's see, I didn't use really green, so why don't I make these polka dots nice and green? And I think I'm probably gonna color that background because the polar bear is white and there's so much white, I would like to have some other colors going on. So let's see, what could I do here? What color didn't I use yet? I know I'm going to use this beautiful turquoise color for the sky. Maybe I'll use this blue. And I'm trying to be neat. Again, you don't have to color the same colors that I am. But you are trying to color nice and neat. Let's see over here. A nice orange. I think I'll use an orangey color as this background. We're going to find that same green, and I'm going to do this same kind of pattern. And my blue. And maybe I'll make this, well, I'll do the same thing again. I'll go with that same pattern that I did here. I love these markers because they have a nice fine tip. They're nice and bright. And then I'll go back to my orange again. I think I'm going to make my fringe stand out. So let's pick my favorite color, pink. Okay, what are you thinking? It's looking pretty good, right? Next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to color the background, and then we're going to call it a day. Pick your background color. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Let's go back in real quick and add a couple little details to make our snowflakes a little special. Not everyone has to have the same design because we know each snowflake is totally different and unique, just like us. I think we're ready to go and finish coloring. I'll finish coloring and I will show you what it looks like when we're done. Last thing I'm doing is finish coloring up. Remember, leave your polar bear nice and white. I think it's ready to go, except one little thing. Finish that a little neater, that a little neater. And I want to sign my name. I usually sign my name over at the bottom, right? But it's not so much room, so I'm going to just sign my name right here. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed drawing our little polar bear. You have a great day, and let it snow. I hope we get a snow day real soon. Take care.